Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Bloombox Show, brought to you by Azhar.
Anna.
Akshay.
So, we're currently third year engineering students of KJSCE College of Engineering. How's engineering going, guys?
Not too good, bhai, not too good. I am a computer engineering student, and I don't think I have seen a worse computer engineering student than me ever. Even though the field says computer engineering, I don't exactly know what I'm trying to learn.
What about you?
Well, I am a student of electronics and telecommunication engineering. I won't say anything else.
Higher placements, bro.
No, but ऐसा नहीं करते भाई, बुरा लगेगा.
Nee. Which is why he's part of the ECell, right?
That does make sense. But on a general basis, the landscape in an engineering institute is much more about technology than other things, right? What are your views on it?
For sure. I mean, for example, like, look at, like, recently, we both went for the networking event, and when we were introducing ourselves to people, and like saying that, okay, we're an ECell from engineering college, they're like, isn't that like something that happens only in management colleges? And it's just baffling to me that people think that ECells are only limited to management colleges. What do you all think about that?
Well, yes, because जब हम लोग एक्चुअली देखें कि सबसे ज्यादा entrepreneurs कहाँ से आते हैं exactly, you would notice that most of the entrepreneurs are engineers, you know. And I want to explore on that. Why do you think that is? And why do you think a business school is viewed as something जहाँ पे लोग business करने के लिए जाते हैं, but ultimately जो main business कर रहा है आदमी वो engineer है तेरा.
One of the major things that I would highlight about engineering is, even though the degree is a good base to start off with, it teaches you one thing बहुत अच्छे से करना, which is a good thing, which is जुगाड़. तो जुगाड़ करके you do your work eventually कुछ ना कुछ करके regardless of whatever circumstance that you are in, which is for me one of the most crucial aspects or qualities that an entrepreneur must have, right?
And that is something जो कि has been there for as a joke. You know, that jugaad thing is termed as a joke for engineers, but it is something जो कि we acknowledge it more than ever nowadays.
Yeah, I think it builds a lot of persistence. Like, I don't think us engineers, like, we've seen the worst of the worst time. मतलब एग्जाम के 6 घंटे पहली बार syllabus देखना, exam is done without like this one pen in your pocket. Like, we've been through it all. Like, I think engineering is just such a dark but also such a eventful journey, like, in your life, that you learn so much. Like, I don't think very few things scare me, in the sense that like I will never be extremely scared for an exam. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I know कि कुछ ना कुछ हो
जाएगा कहीं ना कहीं से कुछ ना कुछ जुगाड़ कर लेंगे.
Don't you think that is the like essence of entrepreneurship?
And I think a lot of founders, like engineer turned founders, have said that publicly. Like, I think as engineers, firstly, we have that mindset of problem solving. We are naturally forced to think of solutions to problems. So, and not necessarily technological problems or whatever, but it's just, I think engineering is a brilliant way to build your framework of how to think about things. I think Jordan Peterson once said that in school and college, like, more than what you learn, it's more about you learning how to think. And I think that that's very important to know. I don't know if all these formulas that we're learning in these complex mathematical topics that we're learning will help us in our lives, other than a little bit, but वो framework बन जाता है.
Adding on to that, like what Jordan Peterson has also said, and that is something I've believed even during my admission process as well, कि तुम्हारे लोग बहुत important होते हैं जो कॉलेज में तुम्हारे साथ होते हैं, you know, the network you build. And having said that, I think I have a pretty good network in this college known as KJSCE College of Engineering, you know.
For context, he is the PR head of our council. Yes.
He's the vice chairperson of the ECell. Of course, he has a great
PR, of course.
So yeah,
Look at him.
Shut up. So this network, what we build ultimately, I want to touch upon why we are an ECell and what is an ECell right now, because I think this seems like a perfect time to do that.
Exactly, yes. So I think the way engineers are normally programmed to think, the college views the people who are the cream crowd as whoever are doing the best in their respective fields. Like बंदे ने कोडिंग अच्छे से कर लिया तो बंदा उसका क्रीम क्राउड है. But that does not necessarily translate to the real world. अभी जो engineering करने के बाद if he builds a successful business, I would deem him to be more successful in general than the person who has just coded, because he has explored a completely different avenue of life altogether. And engineering, for some reason, seems to produce the best people for the same. That is the main reason I would believe that we in KJSCE College of Engineering have an ECell, an entrepreneurial cell, which is named Bloombox. Now I'd like Tanay to touch upon what exactly Bloombox is and why are we here.
So, I'm the chairperson for the tenure of 23-24. I was part of Bloombox last year as well. I was a junior council member. And this year, I'm extremely grateful to have the position as chairperson to lead the council. Let's talk a little bit about Bloombox. Bloombox was founded in 2011 as an ECell of this college. I think it's been more than 10 years, 13 years now. And over the years, like, we've pretty much stuck to our mission. Our mission was to basically be a platform for students to come, build on their ideas, build businesses, come brainstorm, ideate, also give a platform to them to learn about entrepreneurship, business, startups. Over the years, I think we made tremendous progress. I think as a lot of our seniors and faculty coordinators who have mentioned that it was pretty stagnant growth for the first few years, and over the last 3-4 years, it's seen like exponential growth. We'll talk a little bit about what we do. So we mostly conduct a lot of events throughout the year. Our main mission is to, encourage people to innovate, encourage people to go out, talk about their ideas. We do that through a bunch of ways. So this podcast, we shot an introductory video before this talking about the vision of the podcast. It's again to educate the crowd about, these concepts. Soon we'll have a lot of experienced founders and people who have, really been there in the industry to talk about their experience. We host a bunch of speaker sessions. Like last year we had Mr. Ashni Grover.
That's actually crazy that you still mention it.
It's like, I have to, I can't not.
I know, right?
We've had a bunch of other founders over the year, and this time we'll have our E-Summit coming soon, so we're going to see a lot of big names there too. But we also have something called as campus companies that basically, if you're a student in the college, and if you have an idea, you come to us, tell us your idea, we'll help you brainstorm, we'll help you build upon it. We'll tell you how to go about it, and then you can register with us as a campus company, and then you can officially, hire interns in our college. And it gives you a lot of opportunities, like it gives you like access to the vast network that Bloombox has, including its past council members. More than that, it gives you like so much more reach, I think.
It does.
I think on the reach aspect, you would be able to elaborate better, right?
Like, before the reach aspect, I would like to talk about myself as someone who जिसकी family में कोई भी business नहीं किया आज तक.
I would
right?
relate, yes.
And my family has all been about literature and like proper job stuff. So, so coming into college, I'll tell you this event I attended of Bloombox. A content creator known as Raj Shamani had come, and he delivered a speech in our auditorium. And let me tell you, it was one of the best events I've ever attended in KJSCE. What these events essentially do is inculcate those values, inculcate those ideas, because when you actually look at the field of entrepreneurship as a whole, you see the whole ecosystem, it is very attractive.
Yes.
ठीक है, वो बहुत अट्रैक्टिव फील्ड है जिसको बहुत टाइम तक ऐसे देखा जाता है एज स्टूडेंट्स एज समथिंग जो कि फैमिली मेंबर्स अगर तुम्हारे हैं बिजनेस में तभी किया जाए, या ऐसा देखा जाता है कि तुम बिजनेस के लिए बने नहीं
हो. हाँ,
बट ऐसा नहीं है. एंड वी वांट एंड वी आर here to promote that. We are here to promote the ideals of entrepreneurship.
Because genuinely we all align, most of us align on the same ideology that entrepreneurship is the best way of living life. And I don't think any of us would disagree here because
At least I do.
I mean, I would of course say Tanay also does agree on it because he is the chairperson of the Entrepreneurial, and that holds true in most of the regards because you get to be your own boss and all the major advantages that you have. I don't need to list them all again. You get with being your own boss. You can't work under someone and then be that free to make your own decisions in the first place. Am I right, Tanay?
See, fundamentally, I am of the opposite view. See, I really like how attractive, the entrepreneurship space and all this, but fundamentally, I think no one should become and try to aspire to be an entrepreneur with the mindset of being their own boss, not being under someone. I've seen a lot of people who had that rebellious mentality and try to be like, मैं किसी के नीचे काम नहीं कर सकता, मैं अपना खुद का चालू करा. I think that's a little delusional way of thinking. I think the way to think about is like, if you are in a position where you have some kind of leverage, either you have a brilliant product that can impact the world or can make someone's life convenient, or you genuinely are going to offer some kind of value to somebody, and then you can see it long term becoming something big, then pursue it. But the converse also works too for a lot of people. So I am nobody to comment on how you should go about it, because a lot of times if you sit down, you force yourself, मुझे कुछ चालू करना है, and you come up with 10 different ideas, maybe one works. So that's not a very bad way to go about it. But I personally believe if I were to ever go about it, I would do it in the opposite way.
You are mentioning a more practical way, and yeah, it does make sense. But मैं तो I honestly think that having the mindset that I don't want to work under anybody is a pretty healthy mindset to have.
For me also, it looks, it sheds a motivation wala light more on the aspect कि genuinely मुझे खुद के लिए काम करना है. Why should I work for somebody else? And that does give me motivation to a certain extent. But to be fair, like all of these are viewpoints, and because of the difference of opinion only, there exist so many different types of people in the first place, right? And यही leverage करने के लिए businesses are also meant. Like ideologies of people को कैसे तू leverage करता है and कैसे उनके basis पे business बनाता है, that's also part of entrepreneurship. And that's also what we are here to promote. So let's...
Interesting thing also is that because of this difference of opinion, even between the three of us, it essentially creates discussions.
Yes.
Right? And for the discussions, we have this podcast.
Yes. So this podcast is officially the Bloombox Show. Let's talk about current Bloombox, what Bloombox is and what is its structure. So our chairperson would obviously
I think
be more
like
informed.
between three of us, I think I'm so happy to be in a position of responsibility in this year. Like, I don't think we understand how crazy the time is right now. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time in the past where entrepreneurship and business are celebrated in India as much as it is right now.
As it's right.
This entire wave of the last 3-4 years, like, of course, Shark Tank India had a big role to play in that. But there's such a productive and healthy environment currently with respect to conversation about building on businesses. And I think, like, since India has made so much progress in the last few years, since I think since we had like internet, cheaper internet, and information has become just so easier to pass on, that like so many people are taking this. Like when we see in Shark Tank, like people from like small villages are making like 100 crores worth of business. It's insane, and I'm so grateful and happy to be a part of such a platform. I think this is like one of the best times. So
India is definitely a growth story right now, and when a country is growing, being in a space where you are genuinely interested in starting your own things, and being in a position where we are actually trying to promote that
same environment and that same mentality
through events, I think it's a great position to be in. Yeah.
And that is why we are here. That is why Bloombox is here.
So Bloombox is like where so I'm the chairperson, these two are my vice chairperson.
Yeah.
Like literally, like I rely so much on them because they're I don't know how to say it, but they're so passionate about the entire thing. Like I'm so glad. Like, so the thing is, these two guys were not part of the past year's council. So basically, how it works is in your second year, in your junior council, in your third year, you can have a position of responsibility. So these guys were not part of the council last year, but they still bring so much to the table, and I'm so happy. We're a team of 42 members. 42 members. We have 8 senior council members. That's chairperson. Azhar is the finance secretary. Akshar is the PR and events head. We have social media head. We have
Logistics head, marketing head, campus companies head, as well as a corporate relations head.
And a corporate division. We also have a tech wing. So we have like about 42 members total. We also have social wing that's part of our initiative. And I think this is the first year where we're trying so many different things. Like we're starting this podcast, and we're curious to know where it goes. Okay.
And this is not the only thing that we're trying. I think there are many more things coming up in the Grand Fest that we would be organizing pretty soon, hopefully. Akshay, what are your thoughts on that?
I really don't want to like reveal much about it, but yeah, I can say it's called eSummit. It is the flagship event of ours. It is a 3-day fest, entrepreneurial fest, and something which happens in all colleges who have an ECell, and our eSummit is particularly termed as one of the best events in our college itself. So we are looking forward, and the work is going amazingly. I think
the preparations are crazy.
There is a reason why other ECells were so astonished by the fact that we, being an engineering college, have achieved so much over the past 10 years as well. There's a reason behind it, and the reason is definitely work. That we do work. We do genuinely try to improve the culture and ideate everything.
I think that's about us.
That's about it for this episode, I think.
So this episode we're trying to like introduce what Bloombox is. Now from next episode onwards, I think we'll have more candid conversations about, we'll call like founders, we'll have some respected people come in and talk. I think it should be more interactive. I want this to be a very interactive kind of a format. I want you guys to, also join the Entrepreneurship Avenue group, which link in the description. We'll try creating something where you can ask questions over there that we can ask people in our upcoming.
When we are saying that this podcast is meant for discussions, we genuinely mean it. We would love to see your comments regarding your entrepreneurship ideas, and Entrepreneurship Avenue group is a perfect community for that. So make sure to join it and follow us on social media handles.
Yes, specifically do follow us on Bloombox KJSCE Instagram, because we have a series known as Startup Saturdays, which is genuinely which offers many more insights as well as many more random entrepreneurial information, which is very useful to specific walks of life. And I think episode ke liye itna hi hai. So
like, share, comment, subscribe.
Like, share, comment. Yes, do the usual.
Haters, stay away though. Don't demotivate us. We're just starting out.
Please make sure you note that point. And we will see you guys in the next episode. See you all. Goodbye.
Peace.
Thank you so much.